We are officially done with tournaments for the year for multiple reasons. One, I don't like to play in cold weather. Two, I've been playing like absolute trash recently, and that's something we'll talk about. We'll get into that later. We're going to kind of go in chronological order, kind of how the season went from start to finish, and then how I think it went, plus then goals for next year, what we're still looking to do next year. So let's start. All right, so first things first, there will be a second season to this Road to Pro. I did not make it to the 970 rated threshold. That is the goal. It's still the goal. Right now, I think I peaked at 940 for the year, and we'll get into it, but I am now 927 rated. The last ratings update, I went down 13. That is a result of, I think, my last two tournaments, I think I had 3 800 rated rounds, or like rounds in the 800s, which is like, that just should not happen, I think, anymore for me. That's definitely a goal for next year, is to have none of those. So kind of hurt. Overall, I don't think this was a failure at all. I've certainly improved a lot. At the beginning of the year, my distance was like the 280 to 300. Like I was trying to break that 300 mark. Now I'm like at the 350 to 380. I'm trying to break that 400 mark. So I've gotten probably close to 100, if not more, consistent like feet in distance. And so obviously this off season, I want that to improve even more. My putting's been really good recently. My mental game though, I think towards the end of the year is what struggled. I don't think I was as focused as I could have been. I wasn't thinking about all the shots. I threw a bad shot. I was working my way to scramble rather than figuring out like the smartest shot to make in the play. I was always looking to still kind of get the birdie, which I don't think is bad, but in a lot of cases it's not great, at least for me and where my game is at. So there will be a second season. I'm looking forward to it. I guess I don't know if I thought this was going to be a lot easier than I thought to get to 970. Obviously it's not, or I'd be there by now, but it's like, I don't know, I thought, granted that 940, if I could have stayed there to end the year, I would have felt so much better, but I think I'm 927 now, so I think I went up 34, 35-ish points on the year, which again, all in all is not bad, but to be almost like 50 points above where I started this year and then be able, like I only needed 30, to go up next season to get there. So I'm still hopeful. Season 2 is when I'd like to get it done, because I think after that, I think I could still do it, but it's like, I almost feel like in the competitive nature that I have in my mind, if I don't get it by next year, it's like I'm not doing my best to improve, if that makes sense. Come out, please. All right, we're gonna go one more here. I'm just gonna warn you now, this is going to be a lot more talking and a lot less disc golf, which I feel like is opposite for the videos, but I have a lot to go through and a lot of thoughts on my mind regarding this year. So if you've been following along, by all means, stick around. Love to talk with you about it. If not, I guess I get it. Yeah, skip. All right, that's pretty good. New form is slowly getting there. Honestly, I will definitely take this. This hole's like 400 feet, and I'm probably, I'm probably 50 short, but it was a headwind too, so probably about a 350 shot into the headwind. All right, before we get too far into this video, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of the Road to Pro series, and someone that me and the guys at Ozark Mountain Disc have been very blessed to interact with, and that is Mojo Gear. They make the Mojo Riser. It is disc golf's first and only collapsible bag stand. You put it on the bag, pull the tab, those legs come out, you sit it down. It sits on every angle, any terrain. This thing is absolutely incredible, and when you're done, I have mine locked, but you don't have to. You just press that button, and your legs come back up and you're moving on. This thing adds almost no weight while taking a ton of weight off your back, your lower back, especially in the course of, even just one round, but multi-day tournaments, anything like that. This thing is absolutely incredible. If you use OMD10 at checkout, you get $10 off your Mojo Riser or Bag and Riser combo. So head over to mojogear.com and pick one up for yourself today. Yeah, it's tough to solely go off ratings based on how good or bad I did over the course of the year, just because I did improve a lot, But again, everyone is going to play bad at some point. Everyone's going to play really bad at some point, and that just happened to me a couple of times at the end of the season, kind of when it would hurt me the most. So I think if I was to put a grade, I would almost take this is like a year of school, one semester, second semester. My first semester of school, I'd grade it like a B+. Like I was doing very well. I could have done way better in some spots, but I was doing really well. Second semester comes, I played, I still started off hot, and then I think I knew the end of the year was coming and I slowed down. So my second semester, I probably had like, probably a C-. I'm still passing, but not good by any means. So it's one of those things where it's like, in the grand scheme of the whole season, I feel like I improved a lot physically in my game, and mentally just in the way that I'm attacking tournaments and thinking about courses and everything like that. So I'm very proud of the way I did, but it also is just like frustrating knowing that I could have done so much better had I just like cleaned some stuff up. All right, you're in the shade now, so it's gonna be super dark. Again, I don't know where the tee pad is for this hole, so it's just gonna I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it from an open spot in the grass here. I don't know the distance. It's probably, I bet it's 280 feet maybe, but I'm gonna go with Athena, kind of high, flat to hyzer, and just let it crash in. It's sitting behind like the darker tree on the left side. Oh, I just yanked the crap out of that. Okay, well that went really far, which I guess is good. All right, we're gonna club down, go pyro, and see what that does. Give me a skip off the path. Gonna be a bit short, it's not great. All right, we're gonna try a couple things here. I guess we'll try the jump putt first because I just dropped that. We're gonna go jump putt, then we're gonna go berg and try to throw it in. Get down. Man, I struggle with like the long range jump putts. Get stable. I don't think it helps anything that like, basically those 2 tournaments that I played bad at, I was just like, I just started switching my backhand form, which I think typically is probably not like a great idea to do. You just kind of wait till the off season, or you deal with it, which is what I did. Whether it was the right choice, probably not, to be honest with you, but I did it. So yeah, I think that was an issue. Another issue was I was burning over a lot of forehands like early on in rounds, and I think part of it was nerves, but the other part is that I was trying to throw it way too hard to where I was losing mechanics. Like a lot of times, and hopefully you can see this, a lot of times like when I throw forehands, it's like I'm throwing and I'm coming down super low, and then my follow through is like down with it. And I think that's why I burn a ton of stuff on anhyzer. So like I've been like actively telling myself to like stand straight up, which I don't know if typically is like great or not because it's not like a super athletic position. But I just stand straight up and everything's coming out like way more flat on the angle that I want. And so that's helped a lot, and that's definitely saved me some strokes. All right, new disc in the bag. The Trail, someone brought this in like brand new to our used bin, so I figured I'd give it a shot, see if I like it. Oh, that tail one's gonna hold it stable. Dang. Wow, that just spit out too, that's incredible. Honestly, didn't hate that, came out of the hands really smooth. All right, we're going beat up Undertaker. Hopefully, like I want that flight with the height, just with some turn. Oh, get over the tree. All right, pulled it and had some turn, but overall, really good shot. Oh, geez, I just got smacked down. As far as next season goes, so I played 10 tournaments this year, and I missed a couple just due to like prior obligations that I forgot about. So I think next year, it's not gonna necessarily be like a full tour, but I'm definitely gonna wanna be, I think, in that 15 to 20 range. I think that's gonna give me kind of the best opportunity. I think it's gonna cancel out a lot of like the tournament nerves that I've been getting, especially because a lot of my tournaments are so far spaced in between this year, where it's like, I play a tournament, my first round is typically bad. My second round, I settle in, I get over the nerves, and then it's like decent. But then I have a month and a half, 2 months in between to my next tournament. So it's like those nerves almost like reset in a sense. And I'm sure the people that play tournaments like kind of know how I'm feeling. But so my goal is to just kind of play, probably 2 to 3 a month if I can fit them in my schedule. I am going to be doing a lot of traveling with the Road to Pro series, but also I'm starting a new series that's gonna require some traveling. So I'll probably play a lot of outside tournaments, but that new series, you guys are definitely gonna wanna stay tuned for that because it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a lot of fun too. And as far as I've seen on YouTube, I scoured the internet, haven't seen anything like it yet. So gonna be super sick, so stay tuned for that. But yes, all in all to say, it's gonna be a medium to full tour next year, hopefully. We're gonna try the trail again. Winds died down a touch. It's actually kind of flipped back to a tailwind that way. So I'm just gonna try to pump this one. If it gets on a little anhyzer, we're gonna see how much it fights out, but I really just wanna throw this flat because I've heard these have like crazy glide, like these things just go further, which honestly is the case for some other molds. Like the Detour goes further than any of my other mids. So I'm hoping this is the same for fairways or distances to 10 speed, I guess. Well, that's certainly not gonna go very far at all. Hopefully you guys didn't see that. Wild Honey up next. I'm gonna try to aim this one a little bit better. I need to throw that thing on some hyzer. Get off. Yeah, because I'm probably pinned high right there. It's just it didn't have any finish at the end of the flight. All right, we're gonna try a forehand for the one time. I'm basically just gonna hit that big tree. Hopefully that's the basket sitting behind. Why is that so easy? Oh my gosh. All right, well, it's come to my attention that the basket isn't even there anymore. My disc, it's like just under that tree, basket nowhere to be found. All right, this is not the actual hole for the course. This is one tee pad going to a different basket. The other basket is like down to the left, but it's a blind tee shot, which I don't really like, I guess. This one is just super cool. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably right at 300, pretty close, maybe a touch shorter, but it's a straight shot down the hill. Looks really awesome. So this is the hole, probably as long as I play here, that I'll probably just play to that basket. I think I typically go fairway here just to make sure it gets there, but the wind is like non-existent at the moment. I'm gonna say that and then it's gonna pick up. But right now there's no wind, so I'm gonna go mid and just try to push them as far as I can. We're gonna see, because if I get down there, like that's definitely like a sign that I am throwing further, which is obviously what I want. Yeah, that's probably 15. All right, we're gonna go same shot with the Detour and hope it just gets like a little more turn than that M2. Oh, the snap, way too understable. Oh boy. All right, all things considered, that went really far. It just went really far left, or right. For the sake of trying things, I'm gonna try to forehand the Pyro. I never have, just because I have like a Justice, which is more overstable, but just like way easier to control. So I'm gonna throw this on forehand pretty hard and see if it goes straight with some fade, or if it's just gonna like burn over on me. Oh my gosh. Maybe in the circle, but that actually, and granted, the wind did kind of pick up, a little taily wind, so actually it might be really good because I still had some fade, but it was pretty straight. Jeez. All right, the tee pad placement is pretty tough on this one. We're looking, straight at the woods fence line over here. The basket is actually, like straight behind these trees on this left side, so it is what it is. I mean, I know where the basket's at, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Talking about kind of more goals for next year, I don't want to lean on the backhand like heavily. I guess I still am probably going to be a forehand dominant, but I don't want to be scared to throw the backhand, which I think a lot of times I was. Like, I hated that I was forced to throw a backhand on some holes, which is just like the nature of the beast when you're playing this game. Like sometimes they're like shots like are required. And I think a lot of times I didn't execute those because I knew in my head I was like thinking every way I could throw a forehand. And so I think the fact that my backhand is getting better, I'm getting a little more confident with it. Like I just don't want to be scared to throw the backhand, even on like an open hole, like kind of like this one. I can go forehand through this left gap, or I can go backhand through the right gap. I think I'm going backhand through the right gap just because that's a shot that like mentally I think I can execute the best right now, which is really good sign. I wish this happened like the beginning of the season, but the fact that it's happening now, I have time to build on it and then go into next year with more confidence and hopefully more distance, more accuracy, more control. All that bodes well, I hope. All right, if I got far enough, that's gonna be really good. That's like exactly what I want to do, but the second tree behind this first one is like super round, so I don't know if I got through that or not, but that's like right by the basket. All right, I think this is gonna be the last hole. I don't know, honestly don't know how many I played, but I think just to wrap it all up before I throw here, I want to say I'm very proud of myself for what I've been able to, I guess, accomplish this year. I mean, I think I won 3 events, which is always fun. I've got more distance, I've got more control backhand, my forehand's always getting better. I'm way more confident now than I was at the beginning of the year. So I think a lot of those things, you know, whether my rating shows it or not, granted my rating did go up, so it does show it a little bit, but it's obviously not as good as I would like it to be. But ratings aside, I've gotten a lot better. And I think next year, you know, this was a good trial run to see kind of what I needed to fix to become that quote unquote professional. So I think season number 2 for Road to Pro is going to be the season to do it. I'm not obviously going to make any promises because anything could happen, but I feel good. That's going to be well short. Kind of stayed up, skip. Yeah, probably circles the edges. Nothing like a nice big putt to end things here. Stay up, please. Didn't even get there. All right, that is it. That is officially end of Road to Pro Season 1. Season 2 is going to start very quickly. I have a notebook full of ideas for Road to Pro episodes. If you have any ideas of what you want to see for the Road to Pro series, please let me know, whether that be any type of training, you know, drills, practice, anything like that, to even like tournament rounds. I've been trying to figure out a way to record my tournament rounds so you can kind of see like real time, you know, how I'm doing for each tournament. If you've been following from the beginning, or if this is your first video, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. The growth in this channel has been absolutely amazing to see, and the fact that we can kind of do this, not necessarily full-time at the moment, but a lot of the time is super exciting, and we're ready for the future to see kind of like where we go from here. Ozark Mountain Disc to the moon. We will see you.